lovelies, welcome back to my channel, and in this video I'm going to be bringing you a real-time chitty chatty design using one of the glitters from this week's glitter collection of the week. So as you can see, I am working on my Miss Liza from Red Iguana today. I have got her all set up, prepped, ready to go, and now just need to get my products out and get myself all set up and ready to go. So I've not done a real-time chatty acrylic design yet with sort of my new style of videos, so I thought I would do this one as it's going to be quite a simple design just to get me going. So we're going to pop some monomer into my little Dappen dish. This is from Painted and Posted, as a lot of my pieces are, or most of my pieces. I'm using the Gems Melody monomer, and I've got the Gems caked brush for this design. This is the size 10. So I am going to be using in this video Gems Crystal Clear Acrylic. Going to be using a touch of blush cover powder. This is the new cover powder which I am absolutely loving. A little bit of colour, I'm going to use amber. This is beautiful sort of burnt orange, really pretty. And then from the glitters of the week I have got the Angel Mylar in Cherub. This is sort of iridescent orangey glitter, but it's also got some holographic in there. It's a really fun one in my opinion. So we're going to get straight in to the design, and first thing I'm going to do is pop down my thin clear base using Crystal Clear Acrylic. Now the thin clear base is there for two reasons. One, it's there so that when your client comes back for a redesign, you have got something to file back to so you don't damage the natural nail. It is also there for when you are using coloured acrylics, especially coloured acrylics that are highly pigmented, so that you don't stain the nail. It also makes a really nice base for glitters, especially if you are going to file back down to do a redesign. Glitters, whilst they won't stain the nail, it's just nice to have that clear there to file back to for a redesign. If you're not doing a redesign, if you tend to just do soak-offs or even just infills using cover acrylic, you can go straight in with those because they won't stain the nails in the same way as coloured acrylics, because they are the cover powders. So you can go straight in with those without doing a clear base. But I do always recommend it if you are using a pigmented colour or a glitter. Now, it's not such an important step on a practice hand because you're not going to do a redesign. You're just going to pull the tips out and do a whole new set. And you haven't got to run the risk, you haven't got that risk of staining. However, I think it is important to try and keep your routine the same as often and as much as you can, and then it becomes second nature. So what you are doing is it's ingrained in your brain. So I always do my thin clear base unless I am just using a cover acrylic. Now I am going in with a cover acrylic here, but I just, you know, habit now. I just did the thin clear base on all of them, and I'm only doing the cover acrylic on 2 of the nails. So I do want that thin clear base where I'm using amber. So on the middle, I don't want that bit of fluff. On the middle and the ring finger, I am going to go in with blush from the cuticle, and I'm just going to blend, or well, I'm going to pull and then blend it out just past that base nail free edge, which on a person would be the natural free edge, but there isn't much natural about these nails or these hands. So if I say the base nail free edge, you know what I'm talking about, and I don't feel so silly talking about a natural free edge that isn't there. So I don't want to come much further than that because I am going to add glitter at the tip. I just want to cover up that that free edge as much as I can. I don't like to be able to see it, so I try and disguise it as much as I possibly can. So all of these cover powders are strength powders, so you can be building up you know, your apex, your structure and everything with them, but because I'm going to be using acrylic at the tip, I will need to at least encapsulate some of it, but I'm just going to go in just at the cuticle and just add a little bit more, and then I will just encapsulate sort of a little way back. So there we go, like so, and then exactly the same on the pinky. So have you guys been enjoying sort of my just changing things up a little bit with the real-time videos? Oh, that was the pinky, sorry, I'm going to do the same on the middle finger. You know, with the gel polish designs and the real-time designs, I mean, for me it's really, really nice to do something a little bit different, whereas normally I just sit, film and then voice over, and I very rarely film gel polish design, so I'm really trying to up my game there, because I've always got loads of gel polish designs on my Instagram and my Facebook, but I don't normally film them. I just sort of have an afternoon where I sit at my little bed desk, shall we call it, and just sit and create, really. So it's quite nice just to do something a little bit different in my videos and have a little bit of a chitty chat as I go. Though I will be honest, I do kind of miss singing along to sort of my nail playlist. Which, to be fair, is normally ABBA, or I listen to an audiobook, which is normally Harry Potter. So, just blending that out. It doesn't matter if I go a little bit further down the nail with that. Just blend it out so I've not got step. We're going to let that fully set, and we're going to move on to the pinky and the index finger, and we're going to do those with amber. And I'm going to do full nail of amber on those. The beautiful amber, very pigmented, from the Falling Leaves collection, I believe. And we're just going to paint this on because I'm going to be adding that Mylar glitter on top somewhere. So I'm going to need to encapsulate this entire nail, so we just want to paint. And I use all of the coloured acrylics as design powders, so I will always encapsulate with these and just paint them on. And a little goes a very long way with these. So that means my coloured acrylic pots last ages, and it's just sort of the clear and those cover powders that I use often. I say often. I'm not working on clients, so it's just, you know, what, maybe do 5 or 6 designs a week on my practice hand, so. And I mix up which cover powders I use just to show them all off as much as I can. So it's clear I get through. So I'm just painting that on. I want it to be nice even coverage from cuticle to tip. I know there's a little bit there that's not quite, so just gonna paint that on nice and neat around the cuticle, just tidy up, and then we're going to do the same on the index finger. Now whilst this colour amber is from the autumn, one of the autumn collections, it is quite a nice colour, I reckon, for summer as well. Thinking sort of sunsetty nails, even florals. So I think it's one of those that get out and use, not just at autumn, but I am very much if I like the colour and I've got a design in mind, I'm going to use it regardless of the time of year. Because not everybody wants pastels in spring, or neons in summer, or browns and oranges and burgundies in autumn, and red, green and white or gold at Christmas, you know. It's not, those colours are not always everyone's cup of tea, so I'm the sort of person who will use any colour at any time of year if I've got a design in mind. Because these acrylics are so pigmented, you want to give your brush a good wipe off before putting it back in the monomer, otherwise you run the risk of staining the monomer, and we really don't want that. Sometimes when I'm using really pigmented colours, I have 2 pots of monomer, one purely for my colour and one for everything else that I don't really want to stain. You'll also notice I did the cover acrylic first and the orange afterwards. What is going on here? Okay, that's better. Right. Oh, look, that's what's going on there. Look. So you can see, look, really clean my brush off before popping it in the monomer so I don't stain the monomer. I mean, it still happens. I'm not perfect. Right. So I'm just going to clean off the brush again. Fold my little bit of kitchen roll over. Now we're going to use our glitter, our Mylar glitter. So I think I'll probably work straight from the pot, but you can always tip some out and pick it up from whatever you're working from. In fact, I'm going to just tip some out so that if I need a sort of some filler bits, I can pick up. So clear acrylic, wet bead, and then we're just going to go on with that Mylar. I'm not looking to cover this nail. I'm just going to sort of fade it out towards the tip. You want to work as wet as you can, and then sort of use the very tip of your brush just to move it around. So what I've got, where I've tipped it out, I've got some smaller pieces which I'm going to use as I come up the nail. Just add a touch more of the clear acrylic, then I can do some moving. Pat it down, keeping it thin because I've got to encapsulate this. I'm going to do the same on the index finger. And on the middle too, I'm just going from the tip and then fading it down slightly. I'm actually preferring picking it up from where I've tipped it out because I can get some smaller pieces. Not looking for sort of full coverage. If you were, you might want to put a sort of an iridescent fine glitter or even a multi-mix glitter down. I'm quite happy having sort of some little gaps in there. Okay, and then just gonna do the same on these two nails. So keeping it nice and wet. So you've got more playtime to move your glitters around and get them sort of where you want them. And then as I get nearer the tip, I'm just picking out some of those sort of smaller bits that I've tipped out because they fit better. There we go. And then I really like this Mylar collection, but I'll be honest, I've not really used it. And actually the one thing that the glitter of the week that Gemma has done has really made me focus on using some of the glitter collections that I might have used 1 or 2 glitters from, but it's made me sort of sit down and go, all right, so I want to use as many of the glitters from this collection as I can. And it's made me think, you know, I've said in a couple of videos that having the glitter of the week has sort of given me something to work towards each week as well. So, you know, because I don't have clients, it's always me having to come up with the idea, you know, the design ideas. But having the glitters and the colours of the week, you know, I know that's what I want to use that week. You know, I want to focus on using, so this week, these Mylar glitters and the Leah gel polish. So, you know, I've got the colours and the glitters, then it's just the designs I've got to come up with, but it's much easier because I've got part of it there. So that is the design all done. It's a really simple design. I was not looking for anything too fancy schmancy. I just really wanted the glitter to sort of be the focus of this one. So the next job is going to be to encapsulate in clear acrylic and then file the nails. Now, I might have changed up a little bit how I'm doing these videos and doing them real time, but there are some things I'm not going to change and I'm still going to encapsulate and file off camera. So we'll be back. Well, I'll be back in a moment. So we are now going to have the power of editing, and these are going to be all freshly filed nails. Some of the videos I might try and keep a little bit of filing in, but you know, let's not run before I walk sort of thing. So here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So these nails are all freshly filed. How gorgeous is that Mylar glitter with that holographic? I am loving this one. I don't think I'd realised it had the sort of the holographic silver in it until I came to do the pictures for this week. Having like swatched it ages ago when this one they first came out, I don't think it really registered, and I can't believe I've not really used these glitters. That's the one thing I'm really loving about the colours and the glitters of the week. It is making me use colours and glitter collections that I might not have used much of before, or I've not had ideas to use, because it's forcing me to come up with ideas. Now, I was umming and ahhing about leaving this design how it is and going in with top coat, but I think I'm just going to add some crystals just to one of the nails. So I've got, this is my little drawer of, these are just AB crystals. I just bought a few sort of cheaper sort of the trays from Amazon a while back. I bought sort of 2 or 3 and then tipped it all into this drawer just to sort of make a drawer of crystals basically to use. I don't go to it very often, but I'm going to have it in a place in my nail room where I'll be more tempted to use it. So I think I'm just going to use it on one of the nail, do them on one nail. Let's go for the ring finger, because it's always, I always like to do sort of some, make the ring finger a bit accenty. Now I'm going to be extra careful with this. I used it once before, but it was when I was working at my little desk on my bed, and yep, you know what happened. You don't need me to tell you. I dropped them everywhere. So let's see, which shape do I want to use? I think I'm going to go with, is this a, yeah, so I'm going to start off with this smaller sort of diamond shape, and then I'm going to build up from that. So just going to place some Felicity Flecks in the middle there where I want that to be, and then we're just going to just making sure with this that I sort of blend it out so that I've not then got sort of added bulkiness to the nail. And let's see what we come up with here. Not really got any real ideas at the moment. I'm not going to cure yet, because I want to see sort of what I decide to do. And I might change my mind, and if I cure it in place, it's not always easy to well, it can be a bit faffy. So let's see, we're gonna push those up a bit more, and I think I'm gonna put another big one in there. Want to make sure I've got them all exactly where I want them before I do any curing, whether it's flash curing or full curing, because we don't want them wonky, because that would be bad. Gonna find a round crystal in one of the there we go. Perfect. That'll do. Get it quick. Sorry, I put the tool in my mouth. Gonna give it a quick flash cure so that they don't slide around when I pop in the lamp, and then in they go. And we'll do a full 60-second cure, and I'm going to put this drawer back carefully so that I don't end up with crystals all over the floor. Honestly, when I did it before, I could have cried. I believe I did cry. And now, once they come out of the lamp, this design is ready to top coat. So there's my crystals all stuck in place. We're going to come in with the fabulous Tina top and top coat all of these nails. We are really going to see something special with these with the Mylar on this design, I think, because it's just a beautiful Mylar. Look at that. So on this nail, I'm just going to apply a little bit of top coat down the side. Got my little palette out. My painted and busted palette, obviously. Just going to decant a little bit of top coat onto there. I think I might be close to needing my next bottle of top coat. And we can just top coat right up and around all of these crystals now with the thinner brush. So with this, Felicity Flex has a tacky finish, so you want to make sure you get your top coat right up and in any little nooks and crannies. I'm going to sort of get that little point in there, because otherwise you're going to leave something tacky uncovered. By something tacky, I mean you're going to end up with some, sorry, I put my brush in my mouth there. I have a nasty habit of holding them in my mouth when I'm not using them. So if you don't make sure you fully top coat everything, you're going to end up with parts of the nail where Felicity Flex is uncovered and it's going to be tacky, and then that's then going to attract dust and fluff and bits that you don't want. So that's why I think it's doubly important to go in with the detailer brush or the smaller brush. I do it anyway so I can top coat right up and around the crystals, because it just gives that extra layer of sort of security to keep them all in place. But when using Felicity Flex, and I think there are a few sort of these crystal fix gels that are tacky finishes, so any of those that are tacky, you want to make sure you cover it with something that's no wipe. So I get right up and around. Look at that design. We're going to pop in the lamp for 60 seconds and we're done. So these nails are all fully cured and they are finished. I am loving this one. I really love this Mylar mix. The sort of the holographic in there with the iridescent is really pretty. It's actually a really simple set, this one, because I've used one coloured acrylic, one cover acrylic, crystal clear, but we use that all the time, so we're not going to count that. The glitter, and then added that little bit of bling to the ring finger. If the bling ain't your thing, you could leave it off, but I quite like it just on one nail. You could, if you really like it, do it on two, but I wanted to still be able to see that ombre as well, so that's why I just went with one nail. I'm loving this Mylar collection. I really am. Like I said, I've had it since it was first released, and I've really just not used it anywhere near enough. So I definitely need to make sure I incorporate it in a few more designs. I'm sure we've got some colours and glitters coming up for the weeks that I might be able to add in a little bit of Mylar as well, because they're really pretty mixes and I've not managed to use them all. That is it for this video. I really hope you have enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. Please give it a thumbs up and leave me any comments down below. I absolutely love to hear from all of my subscribers. And if you're not already a subscriber, please click that button and come and join me here. Product details will be in the description box as always. It is all from the nail team. You can even get some budget crystals, not Preciosa or anything like that. They're just nice crystals from the nail team. Not sure about the shapes, but you can definitely get the AB crystals. But as I said, they were all from Amazon. But everything else from the nail team and the glitter of the week are on offer this week. For everything else, you can use my code Helen5 for a 5% discount. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in another video very soon. Bye. Mwah.